General Hospital will reveal exciting details next week from May 12 to 16, 2025. First, the upcoming week of General Hospital from May 12 to May 16 promises a series of dramatic twists and shocking revelations. Drew Kane, who has been a victim of betrayal, will see his quest for revenge spiral out of control. His plans, once aimed at regaining power and exposing his enemies, will lead him into even more dangerous territory. Drew's emotions will clash with his need for justice, and he'll find himself fighting not only his adversaries but also the guilt and consequences of his actions. As his vendetta escalates, Drew will face losing everything he's worked for, including his family and any chance at redemption. Meanwhile, Emma Scorpio Drake will uncover a horrifying truth that changes everything she thought she knew. The discovery will shake her to the core and put her in harm's way. As Emma navigates this new and dangerous revelation, she will struggle with how to move forward. The consequences of her findings will not only affect her personally but will ripple through her relationships, leaving Emma with difficult decisions and enemies closer than she ever imagined. Jason Morgan is facing a series of challenges that threaten both his personal and professional life. Known for his strength and resilience, Jason's world is about to get much more complicated. With danger lurking around every corner and his loyalties being tested, Jason will have to make some hard choices. His relationships, especially with those he holds dear, will be pushed to their breaking points, forcing him to confront his vulnerabilities and reconsider what matters most. Lulu Spencer will dive deeper into the mystery of her adoption, which leads her to a concerning investigation into Brooke Lynn's firstborn child. The truth about the child's biological parents is still unclear, and as Lulu digs for answers, she uncovers more than she bargained for. This investigation will bring her closer to the secrets of Gio Palmieri's past, but the question remains, how long will it take Lulu to unravel the mystery? With each step closer to the truth, Lulu will be faced with tough decisions and moral dilemmas. Lois Cerullo's anxiety will mount as she realizes the potential fallout from Joe's secrets. With every new piece of the puzzle falling into place, Lois grows more concerned that Joe's actions will lead to disastrous consequences. Her fear will push her to take drastic measures to protect her family, but with the stakes higher than ever, Lois will need to act quickly before it's too late. Brooke Lynn and Harrison Chase's plan to adopt a child will face unexpected setbacks. As they move forward with their dream of expanding their family, unforeseen obstacles will appear, threatening to derail their efforts. Their journey will become even more complicated as they face moral, emotional, and legal hurdles that could affect their future together. Despite these challenges, Brooke Lynn and Chase are determined to build a family, but the road ahead will test their resolve and force them to confront their deepest fears. Second, other spoilers for General Hospital reveal that Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda, will be hoping for some good news in the coming days. After making an important proposal to someone, Sidwell will anxiously wait for a response, hoping his offer will be accepted. However, given Sidwell's history of scheming and manipulative behavior, it's safe to say that this proposal may not be as straightforward as it appears. No matter who Sidwell is working with this time, it's clear that his involvement will lead to more drama and tension. Sidwell is known for his cunning ways, and this time will be no exception. Expect his next move to stir up trouble and create more conflict, especially as he tends to operate behind the scenes, pulling strings for his own benefit. As the storyline unfolds, Sidwell's true intentions will likely come to light, and viewers will witness just how far he is willing to go to achieve his goals. With his history of playing people against each other, it's almost certain that Sidwell has a hidden agenda, one that could lead to shocking consequences for those around him. Sidwell's character is always a wild card, and his involvement in any situation adds an unpredictable element to the show. Whether it's making deals, manipulating situations, or sowing discord among the characters, you can be sure that Sidwell's next moves will bring even more drama to the already tense environment of Port Charles. As always, his actions are likely to keep everyone guessing, leading to a thrilling escalation of events. Third, in the coming days on General Hospital. Drew Kane is about to take some drastic and vengeful actions against Portia Robinson and Tracy Quartermaine. After being betrayed by those he trusted, Drew's desire for retribution grows stronger. And he feels compelled to act. With the help of Brad Cooper, Drew positions himself to strike against his targets. Believing that both Portia and Tracy played pivotal roles in the schemes that have wronged him, Drew has spent a great deal of time piecing together his version of events, certain that he is on the right path. However, as he takes matters into his own hands, it becomes clear that his understanding of the situation is incomplete. His theory is only half correct. Portia, who has secretly been aiding Nina Reeves in a deceptive plot involving drugs and lies, is now the target of Drew's fury. But what Drew doesn't realize is that Tracy, who is already embroiled in her own set of problems, will be caught in the crossfire. Tracy is not the mastermind Drew believes her to be, and her involvement is far less significant than he suspects. Unfortunately, Drew's revenge is based on faulty assumptions, and he risks pulling innocent people into his destructive path. This misjudgment could lead to unintended consequences, potentially ruining lives and relationships that Drew never intended to harm. On the other hand, Willow Corinthos, Drew's ally, will stand by him despite Nina's manipulative attempts to sway her against him. Despite Nina's constant pressure and attempts to control her, Willow's loyalty to Drew only grows stronger. As Nina becomes more frustrated with Willow's unwavering support, the emotional tension between them will escalate. Willow's decision to back Drew is not based on blind loyalty but rather a belief that he is the victim in this situation, even as Drew's actions become more extreme. As this divide widens, Nina will find herself increasingly isolated, her plans to control the situation slipping away as she realizes that her daughter is no longer on her side. Nina, however, finds herself in a precarious position, not only dealing with her daughter's defection but also with the ever-present fear of Portia's silence breaking. With Drew closing in on Portia, Nina becomes paranoid about whether her involvement in the shady dealings will be exposed. The possibility of Portia betraying her looms large, and Nina is forced to wonder if she can trust her at all. While Nina has worked hard to keep her past hidden, Drew's vengeful actions could bring everything to light. The fear of exposure begins to take a toll on Nina, who now faces the looming threat of losing not only her daughter but also her reputation and future in Port Charles. As Drew continues with his plan of revenge, the stakes are raised significantly. The repercussions of his actions will not only affect him but everyone in his orbit. The truth about Portia's involvement with Nina will soon surface, and with it, the complicated web of lies and betrayal that has been woven for so long. What Drew doesn't yet realize is that the damage he is about to cause will go far beyond his initial intentions. With alliances shifting and tensions rising, the fallout from Drew's quest for revenge will ripple through the lives of everyone in Port Charles, leaving behind emotional scars and the promise of even greater conflict in the future. Fourth, the drama on General Hospital intensifies as Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, begins to realize that the outcome of Kai Taylor's, Jens Austin Astrup, surgery may not be as hopeful as she had originally thought. Kai, who had been optimistic about his recovery, enters the hospital corridor with a faint smile directed at Trina, attempting to reassure her despite the overwhelming uncertainty. However, within minutes, his demeanor shifts drastically. As they walk down the hall together, Trina notices that his cheerful expression quickly fades, replaced by a look of discomfort. Kai begins glancing over his shoulder with a sense of unease, and it becomes evident that his mobility is not as effortless as he had hoped. Trina's concern grows as she watches Kai struggle with every step he takes. It's clear that despite his attempts to mask it, the pain from his surgery is beginning to take its toll. What was initially perceived as a successful procedure now seems to have left him in a considerable amount of distress. Trina, ever the supportive and caring friend, tries to offer comfort. But she is unsure of how to help as Kai continues to wrestle with his discomfort. His discomfort is palpable. And it's clear that the road to recovery will not be as smooth as either of them had anticipated. His struggle to move around seems to grow more intense with each passing minute. And the reality of his situation becomes all too real for both of them. Kai's pain becomes more pronounced, and Trina cannot help but wonder if something went wrong during the surgery. She had initially been optimistic, hoping that the procedure would bring about a swift recovery, but now doubts creep into her mind. It's becoming evident that his condition is worse than expected. And Trina is left questioning whether his full recovery is even possible. She struggles to mask her own worry as she tries to remain supportive. But it's clear that her fear for Kai's well-being is growing. The two of them share a bond, and she can't help but feel responsible for not seeing the warning signs earlier. Meanwhile, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, is dealing with his own set of challenges. As a protector of his loved ones and a man dedicated to safeguarding his family, Jason faces an overwhelming number of obstacles. His immediate concern is ensuring that his son, Danny Morgan, Asher and Tonazin, stays out of trouble. With Danny becoming more independent, Jason is faced with the difficult task of protecting him from the dangers that lurk in Port Charles. While Danny is smart and capable, Jason knows that the city is rife with threats. And he cannot afford to let his guard down, especially when it comes to his son's safety. Jason's protective instincts are on full alert as he takes every measure to ensure that Danny remains safe from the chaos that often surrounds their lives. In addition to protecting his family, Jason is also grappling with a mysterious threat that has been plaguing Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. Sonny, the powerful mob boss, has always been a target for those seeking to bring him down. And now there is a new, hidden enemy looming in the shadows. Jason, as Sonny's most trusted ally, is tasked with uncovering the identity of this mysterious threat while also managing the ever-present danger that comes with working in the criminal world. His mission is to protect Sonny at all costs, but with limited information and mounting pressure, Jason finds himself in a race against time. Jason's struggle to balance his family's safety with his duties to Sonny puts him under immense stress. As he investigates the unknown threat against Sonny, Jason is faced with constant challenges that test his loyalty and his ability to remain calm under pressure. His commitment to Sonny's safety is unwavering. But the mystery surrounding the threat is frustratingly elusive. Jason knows that uncovering the truth is crucial, but the deeper he digs, the more dangerous the situation becomes. The looming threat is not just a physical one, it also involves a web of secrets and lies that could shake the very foundations of everything Jason has worked to protect. In the midst of all this turmoil, Trina must come to terms with the reality of Kai's situation. While she remains hopeful, she can't ignore the growing concern that his recovery may not be as successful as they had once believed. As Kai's health takes a sharp turn for the worse, Trina is forced to confront the fact that some battles may not be won, no matter how hard one fights. Her strength and resilience will be tested as she stands by Kai, trying to find a way to support him while grappling with her own fears about the future. This difficult situation will weigh heavily on her, forcing Trina to grow in ways she never expected. As the days go on, Trina, Jason, and others in Port Charles will face some of their most difficult challenges yet. Jason's role in protecting those he loves will be tested like never before, while Trina's friendship with Kai will be pushed to its limits as they both navigate the uncertain path ahead. In this time of pain and uncertainty, the characters of General Hospital will continue to fight for what they believe in, determined to protect their loved ones despite the odds stacked against them. Finally, on the other side of town, Emma is set to submit her graded assignment to Professor Henry Hank Dalton, Daniel Goddard, unaware that a harsh truth awaits her. What Emma believes is a straightforward submission will soon be shattered by a devastating revelation. Due to the twisted plan set into motion by Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, and Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, the information Emma has presented has been deliberately skewed, and she will find herself at the center of a catastrophic discovery. Professor Dalton, who had high expectations for Emma's work, will be clearly disappointed when he reviews her assignment. Emma, bewildered and unable to comprehend how things went so wrong, will be left reeling. The severity of the situation will quickly dawn on her, as the meticulous work she put into her assignment now seems completely compromised. Despite her best efforts, Emma will struggle to reconcile the fact that her carefully prepared submission has been tainted by external interference, something she never anticipated. As the pieces begin to fall into place, Emma may start to suspect that Jocelyn played a role in sabotaging her work. She will recall how Jocelyn found her USB drive buried in the sand, raising doubts about whether her former friend had been manipulating things all along. With Emma's suspicions growing, she will begin to piece together the subtle hints that Jocelyn, who has been moving closer to securing the research assistant position Emma desperately wants, might be responsible for the sabotage. Emma will feel the sting of betrayal as she realizes that Jocelyn's ambitions may have led her to undermine Emma's chances at success. Jocelyn's increasing proximity to the research assistant position will only make Emma's suspicions more intense. As Emma watches Jocelyn inch closer to the opportunity she coveted, the likelihood of a confrontation will rise. Eventually, Emma may find herself accusing Jocelyn of deliberately sabotaging her work in order to secure the role for herself. The tension between the two friends will escalate as the competition for the position heats up, and Jocelyn will have to defend herself against Emma's accusations. Emma, devastated by the betrayal, will have to come to terms with the fact that someone she once trusted may have betrayed her for personal gain. The fallout from this revelation will not only affect Emma and Jocelyn's friendship but will also have significant consequences on their futures. As Emma tries to make sense of the situation, she will be forced to confront the lengths Jocelyn is willing to go to in order to achieve her goals. With trust shattered and betrayal hanging in the air, their rivalry will become more intense, leaving both women at a crossroads in their academic and personal lives.